And wow, look at that. It's been over a year, but finally we've risen from the grave.
Some say where we should have stayed, but hey, teach their own.
We're back. We're back. We're like uh someone who came back. I can't think of anyone right now.
The one guy that wrote a book about it but lied about it.
Wait, what? What? There's
Yeah,
a
the
guy.
guy that wrote the book about coming back from the dead, and then
Oh
but it
yeah.
turns out he lied, or his father made him lie.
What a bastard. How could you do that to me? All right. But I
Off to a
think
great start.
yeah, oh yeah, this the best way to start any stream is to talk about people who lied about going to the afterlife. It's always a fun and lighthearted way to begin any conversation. Actually, I do it all the time. I do it at home. I do it at dinner. I do it at funerals. I don't go to. I'm not invited to many funerals. I don't know why.
I can't see it honestly. So first, what should we talk about first? You went and saw a movie, didn't you?
Ah, yes, I actually saw the Teen Titans Go movie. This is the second time I saw it.
Now I've heard that it's a decent movie, despite the show that it comes from.
And yeah, actually, that's true because I've watched the show a couple of times. One time I like watched a bunch of episodes at once during some Thanksgiving marathon, though. I mean, I guess I don't really need to specify because it's on all the time, and I didn't much care for any of it at all. It was just ugh. But like, I don't know, I mellowed out over time. I went from being like, "Grr, this is the worst thing to ever happen in the world. We need to crucify the people who made this for daring to do it," to like, uh, there's worse things than Teen Titans Go.
It's just not good comedy.
For the most part, I know there's been I know that they've actually made effort and they've done a few good episodes here and there. You know, stuff that even people who don't normally like the show like there's
But
like
out
an
of their 200 plus episodes, I mean, there's only a few that are any worth watching.
well, hey, it's better than some shows that don't have any episodes worth watching, like a certain superhero reboot cartoon that we used to talk about a lot.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
It's for the best, Steven. It's for the best. But yeah, yeah, this movie is actually pretty good. It's not like the greatest or funniest or most amazing animated movie of all time, but it's for what it is and what it does. It's entertaining. It's got a lot of good music, though I must say the musical numbers are spaced really poorly. It's like every 2 minutes there's a musical number.
You gotta space that stuff out, give it time to breathe.
No, and yeah, yeah, definitely. And not every joke is funny. There's quite a few butt and toilet humor jokes. Not all of them are funny though.
I mean, that's their bread and butter.
There's a lot of black comedy though, and I find that a lot funnier. Like they kill Aquaman at least 2 times in this movie.
I know. I was watching the trailer, and they just like floor into the atom.
Yep, they kill him twice too. And oh, the best joke in the movie, I think so, is I guess I have to explain this a little. So at one point in the movie, Robin, who really wants to have a movie made about him, decides that the best way to do this is he's been told that the director will not make a movie based on him unless he's the last superhero on Earth. So his idea is he will travel back in time and prevent all the origin stories of superheroes. Which I mean, this is just like a quick montage. This isn't even a huge plot point. They just get on their time traveling tricycles, the Back to the Future music plays, and we get a few scenes where they do it. They have this nice rave scene on Krypton where they save it from blowing up, which has a twerking baby Superman, which is not anything I ever wanted to see.
What the fuck?
It's good music though, and the guy does a passable Marlon Brando impersonation for Superman's dad. But then the best one is when they get to Batman, and young Bruce is played by Kal-El Cage, the son of Nicolas Cage, for one line, which is funny. And so they say Batman's parents. But then they get back to the future and they find out that all the supervillains have destroyed the world unopposed because there's literally no superheroes. Joker is bombing everything. Sinestro is chasing people with Pac-Man. Lex Luthor is the most evil of all. He's shaving everyone bald.
That is funny.
So after considering the fact that no one is making superhero movies, Robin decides to go back and change everything. So, you know, they save everyone. But the best part is when they go back to Batman, Raven slaps a pearl necklace on Batman's mom, and then they toss him into the crime alley. You see the gunshots and young Bruce Wayne looking on in horror, and Robin just gives a thumbs up.
Okay, that's a great dark comedy.
Also, during this montage, when they're stopping the origins, everyone else they just annoy. With Aquaman, they throw garbage in the ocean, and baby Aquaman drowns. He gets tangled in a plastic soda wrapper, and you see the bubbles as he suffocates underwater.
Oh my god!
So
That's
yeah,
awful.
when they do the black comedy, it's pretty funny. And there's actually one really great joke that the movie ends on where like Robin is trying to give a speech about the lesson, but everyone else is like, dude, we're trying to end the movie here. Just get to the credits. And Robin's just so upset because he wants to give a speech about the lessons he's learned. So eventually he just leaps at the screen before the credits roll and says, kids, ask your parents where babies come from.
That's fucking great.
And the best thing about the movie, though, is there is so much background stuff. Like, there are all of these, like, little background jokes and, like, character cameos. Like, the Spectre and Swamp Thing and Jonah Hex are all in crowd shots. There's so many super... Detective Chimp is in crowd shots.
Of course.
There's also actually there's a lot of funny posters in the background, too, like Jonah Rex, BVS, which is Batgirl versus Supergirl, but it looks like they're about to start hugging it out. There's Aqua Manatee. There's What's Up Doc with Doc Manhattan with Bugs Bunny ears. They actually get a couple of little...
Sounds like they hired some actual writers for this movie.
Yeah, and some great background artists, too, because the art is great, and they switch up the art a lot. Especially for the musical numbers. There's actually a really great musical number with Michael Bolton, who shows up as a 80s tiger playing a guitar or something, and he's like doing an upbeat 80s emotional song to pump you up, get you going, you know, like The Touch. One of those right. Motivational 80s songs. That part's actually great too, like that whole musical number. And the best part is at the end, they accidentally run over Michael Bolton's tiger character and he dies, and they look at his corpse in the desert breeze and they're like, oh shit, I think his dad's a cop, and then they run away.
Amazing.
Another great thing is there's a Stan Lee cameo.
Oh yeah, I remember Stan Lee saying, oh, if DC wants to make their movies great, all they need to do is give me a cameo.
Well, it sure did work, because he like just mugs the screen and then freaks out because he's in a DC movie and runs away. But then he comes back at the end and says something to the effect of, you know what, I don't care if it's a DC movie, I just love making cameos. The funniest thing is the audio quality for Stan Lee sounds a little off, like he literally phoned in the cameo.
Like he literally called it in, like they did this over a phone.
I think that adds to the charm of it. I want to believe that's what it is and not the fact that he's getting really old and dying.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible thing to think about. Oh, here's one joke in the movie. It's not black comedy, but I think it's worth mentioning because it's probably my second favorite joke after when they killed Batman's parents. So there's this one point where they're filming Batman versus Superman Part 2. And, like, Batman and Superman are staring each other down, and they're like, what's your mom's name? And Superman's like, Martha. And then Batman's like, my mommy's name is Martha, too. And then they start hugging and cuddling together. And then Batman's like, wait, what's your dad's name? And Superman's like, Jonathan. And Batman's like, mine's Thomas. And then they start beating the shit out of each other. that joke apparently almost got cut by the executives because they hated it so much.
Come on, that's hilarious.
It is. Look, I as much as I've defended Batman versus Superman, like you can't really defend that whole Martha thing. That was the stupidest bit. It's the funniest thing in that whole movie. Like people say that movie isn't funny. Have you seen the Martha scene? But yeah, that was good. It's a pretty good movie overall, I'd say. They do a lot of neat stuff. They have Nicolas Cage as Superman, which is a big plus in my book.
Absolutely.
And he does a good job. Like none of all the superheroes get like a famous voice actor, and they don't get a whole lot of lines because obviously it's about the Teen Titans and Slade. Right. And you know, I'm always happy to see people who just regular voice actors getting. Oh, hold on, cars going 90. Okay, so it's always nice to see voice actors get top billing and stuff, but the celebrities do a good job for their little bit roles. Though I wish Jimmy Kimmel, who played Batman, got more than like 5 lines.
Right.
But there's a lot of funny jokes. There's a lot of jokes that are just like and there's some gross jokes that I don't care about, like most of the toilet humor. Though there's this one scene where like Beast Boy takes a crap on a set. Like he goes into a set bathroom, like one of those like a prop bathroom, and he takes a crap in it and tells Robin. And then Cyborg comes out and reveals he took a crap in that too. And they start playing like air horn rave music and dancing around about. Then Starfire comes out and reveals she took a crap in it. And Robin's just getting progressively more pissed off at them for crapping on a fake toilet on the set of the movie he's trying to star in. And then Raven comes out and reveals she crapped in it too. And Robin's just absolutely fucking furious at this point. The director comes out and it's like, wow, you shit on my set, basically. You pooped on the fake toilet.
Amazing.
I think like it started out not funny, but it just went on for like so long, and Robin just reacted like any normal human being would in that situation, that it actually kind of became funny.
Right.
I mean, I'm not big on toilet humor, but the fact that Robin is being forced to play the straight man to his idiot friends is pretty funny. Oh, and then they beat the shit out of Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, of course, you gotta.
It's not even the real Shia LaBeouf, but like they start kicking the shit out of him because he's playing Slade and they think he's the real Slade. And then when he says, "Wait, guys, I'm just an actor. I'm Shia LaBeouf," they like pause for a second, and then they start kicking the shit out of him again, saying, "That's even worse than being a villain." So yeah, there's some good jokes in here. The animation is really good. They got some good fight scene animation. The voice actors do a good job. Like, overall, it's a pretty fun movie. It's not like not the greatest animated movie ever. It's definitely not even the best animated like TV2 animated movie. But I'd say it might be in like the top 10 of those because it's definitely a good movie and it has a lot of fun. It's nice to see a parody movie, even if it's not like a full force parody to the effect of something like Austin Powers.
Right.
It just has fun with itself. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There's not a lot of I don't think there's any like pot shots at critics or any of the stuff that people really hate the show for.
Yeah, things they've done before where they just absolutely make fun of anybody criticizing the show.
Yeah, they don't really do any of that here, and I think it works in the movie's favor. It's just a very fun, enjoyable superhero movie. I mean,
it's a shame it's struggling in the box office.
It is a little. Is it? Is it a little bit?
That's what I've heard. That it's struggling in the box office.
Well, it might be domestically, but I think if you take into account overseas, it's doing well enough.
Overseas, I don't know about because humor does not translate very well.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think it's at least covered the budget and at least doubled that. So this movie's turning a profit, even if it's not like a huge smash hit.
Right.
Critics like it. Audiences generally seem more receptive to it than the actual show. And they weren't kidding when they said that they would bring the old Teen Titans back because it's actually teased in the credits.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And Oh man, that is good stuff. So yeah, it's a good movie. I'd recommend if you go in with an open mind and like are like, maybe this won't be that bad. You're probably going to be pleasantly surprised. It's not a bad movie. It's not the greatest ever. I think objectively, it's not as good as Lego Batman,
Right.
but I do like it more. I actually didn't much care for Lego Batman. Not that I think that movie's bad by any means. I just feel like it got a little too broad, but maybe I just need to watch it again
Maybe.
because
I need to watch it, period.
funnily enough, Will Arnett is in both of those movies.
Huh.
He's Slade in Teen Titans Go to the Movies. A shame they didn't get Ron Perlman, but I don't know if Ron Perlman would have been a good fit for this Slade because this Slade is a little goofier. I think Will Arnett did a great job,
Right. I think
especially.
Ron Perlman would have
Oh,
just been too serious for the tone of the movie.
what is it?
I
Oh,
think he
Ron.
would have been too serious for the tone of the movie.
Yeah, and I know Ron Perlman can do comedy because he was Mr. Lancer on Danny Phantom, the least Ron Perlman character ever created. Like, Mr. Lancer is the biggest doofus I have ever seen.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like this kind of comedy wouldn't have been a fit for Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman can do comedy, obviously. Like he's funny in Hellboy, he's funny in Danny Phantom. But I feel like this comedy is it's too zany almost.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman's better with the Butch Hartman or Guillermo del Toro style comedy.
Right.
But yeah, so final thoughts. It's a good movie. If you like superhero movies, you're probably gonna like it. And it's always nice to see a 2D animated film in this day and age instead of a 3D
So
animated.
that's taking a couple crack shots at just the sheer amount of superhero movies being made.
Yeah, like the whole plot is basically Robin angsting over the fact that every other superhero gets a movie, but he doesn't. He wants to be a movie because you're only taken seriously as a superhero if you have your own movie. So there's some jokes about that. It is basically a parody of superhero movies. So yeah, if you look at it like that, like it's a funny parody of the oversaturated market of superhero films these days. It's a fun time. Not the greatest thing in the world, but there are worse ways to kill like an hour and a half. And
Right.
if you're a big comic book fan, there is going to be a ton of shit in the very well drawn backgrounds for you to pick out. There are so many obscure references. Hell, the Challengers of the Unknown appear for a few jokes.
Well, that's good to know. So moving on from that. So have you heard how IGN shit their pants again?
Uh-oh, what did they do this time?
Well, they stole a review. They just stole someone's review of the game Dead Cells. A reviewer by the name of, I think, Boomstick Gaming did a review of Dead Cells, and then a week later, IGN released a review that was almost identical to Boomstick Gaming's review.
Oh my god.
It was like a lot of the wording was the same. It had the same pacing and structure of the review. It was almost copy and paste in parts.
Who who thought that was a good idea?
Uh, but people pointed it out really quickly, and IGN pulled the review, and they fired the writer. They actually fired the writer over this.
Well, hey, that's actually pretty good. So,
Too bad they're going to get stuck with this for a while, with this label of the plagiarism.
well, like
I mean,
that's what happens when you fuck up that bad.
he kind of hurt IGN's reputation in that. I mean, people are going to take these crack shot over this for the next few years. Just like too much water. But silver lining in all this, Boomstick Gaming before this had 11,000 followers. Now he has close to 40,000.
Oh,
So he's gotten a lot of attention over this.
Every cloud has their silver lining, right?
Exactly. So on to the big stuff.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Big announcement today. Big announcement. Can't believe they started off the direct with a character reveal.
I can't believe they started off the direct with a character being brutally murdered.
Poor Luigi, he never stood a chance.
He fared a little bit better than Mario. At least Luigi's head was probably in one singular piece.
What's with them just absolutely murdering the Mario Brothers?
They've had it too good for too long.
But that's Simon Belmont reveal. My goodness. And
I'm so sad because my phone was fucking up at the time, so I found it out not from the direct itself, but from the comments going, "Oh my god, it's Simon Belmont." Because the video wasn't loading for me, but the comments were, so it was like,
that's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I'm still happy I got to see Richter. Was a surprise because no one mentioned him until Sakurai started talking.
Oh yeah, nobody saw Richter coming. Richter also.
I expected Richter or the other Belmonts to be like, palette swaps, like maybe an alternate costume and not a full other character. I didn't expect there to even be a third-party Echo Fighter, but you know what? I'm happy because the two best Belmonts are in the game.
And it's just great. The Captain N reunion is here.
Finally, they're gonna fuck-a-kiss some shit up-a-kiss.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a mega good time.
They actually leaked Simon Belmont last night.
That doesn't surprise. Look, is it really a leak when everyone's been saying every single supposed leak has said, "Oh, Simon's gonna be in." So it's like I'm not even surprised he got in. Like, it was basically like at this point it's just, "Oh yeah, Simon." But I mean, I'm happy.
Well, what happened is that they released a music track on an unlisted video, and they accidentally titled it as Bloody Tears.
Way to go, guys.
So some unpaid intern is looking for new employment.
Most likely. But
then to follow that up with Crom. Crom is here.
Honestly, I'm actually happy about that because, look, people complain so much about them adding so many Fire Emblem characters, especially ones that have like similar movesets.
Right.
But like, first of all, it's Nintendo. They can put as many Nintendo characters from whichever Nintendo series they want in the game. That's their right. They own the character. If people like that character enough and they think they'll be an interesting addition, they're going to do it. Second, Crom is actually kind of a mixed Echo Fighter because he takes a lot from Roy, but he also takes some stuff from Ike too. So he's kind of like, he's a little bit of, he's basically the Fire Emblem guy. He's like, he's the most Fire Emblem of all of the other Fire Emblem characters. And also, like, come on, Fire Emblem is popular, has always been popular in Japan, even since the Melee days. That's why Marth got in. And
actually, it struggled for a little while.
It did?
Yeah. They're going to end the series before Awakening.
Oh, but then Marth and Roy being in there is like, oh yeah, let's give this series a shot.
No, now Awakening revitalized the sales.
Oh, Shit, I forgot. Awakening is the one with what, Ike or whatever.
That's the one where Crom comes from. Crom, Robin, Lucina come from Awakening. Are you confused? Did I lose you somewhere?
No, no, I'm just trying to process.
The last few games before Awakening didn't sell very well, and they're considering canceling the series. And then Awakening came out on 3DS, and it sold gangbusters in Japan, and then it sold even better over here. And it saved the series.
Well, that's good. I mean, it gave them plenty of characters to pad out the Smash roster, am I right?
Absolutely. More Fire Emblem. More.
Honestly, I actually like pretty much all the Fire Emblem characters they have. Because
Right.
even if a lot of them are the same, I do like the differences. Like, Ike was one of my favorites in Brawl. I grew to like Marth a lot. So
Roy's my
Lucina's
boy.
Yeah, Roy is definitely my favorite of all of them. I like Lucina okay. She's kind of like a Marth with titties. Like, she's all right. I like Robin.
She's
Robin
cute as
is
fuck.
she is. Robin is fun to play as. I like playing as Robin. Kind of tricky, but it's fun when you get the hang of them. And same thing with Corrin. I actually liked Corrin a lot. Like I was so pissed when Corrin was revealed. I think you might remember that from
Yeah,
the beard.
you were pissed because you're like, oh, another sword character, another Fire Emblem.
And then immediately it's like,
But then you saw how the character actually played, and there were some differences to the character. A lot of unique stuff.
Yeah, Corrin's actually really fun to play as. Even Tierney likes playing as Corrin.
Oh yeah, Corrin's is just a fun character.
So yeah, I don't really.
Also top tier waifu.
So I got no problem with all the Fire Emblem characters. All of them are fun to play as, and it might be because a lot of them play somewhat the same, but they got their differences. Like Roy is my favorite because he's got all the flashy fire.
Waifus and husbandos, as far as the eye can see.
So yeah, I've never had a problem with that. The more mysterious Echo Fighter reveal was Dark Samus, though I mean mysterious in that like I feel like we don't know too much about how she's gonna play. I mean, I know she's gonna play like Samus. I don't know if there's any more major differences.
I mean, enough to warrant it being an Echo Fighter.
True, true. I mean, I figured Dark Samus was gonna get in since she's been mysteriously absent from the assist trophy roster.
You know else who's been absent?
Ooh.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, actually, let's get to that after we finish talking about the direct, because I did want to talk about like some characters I suspect might get in, or some characters I would like to see in.
Right.
Let's finish covering all the juicy reveals. We didn't actually talk about the stages yet, because I really want to talk about Dracula's castle. Oh my god, that stage looks like
a lot of interesting stage hazards. Got all the bosses in there.
Yeah, like they have all the most iconic monsters, and it's so cool. Even Dracula himself shows up, and it looks like, as someone pointed out, it looks like Dracula from Kid Dracula is gonna show up.
Oh yeah, the shadow looks just like artwork of Kid Dracula.
I mean, I personally would have liked if they had Galamoth show up, but you know what? I'll take whatever they want to reference from an obscure game.
Absolutely.
I like how Camilla showed up. She's not really a character I'd think to include, but I guess that's why I'm not on the Smash team.
I guess not.
Alucard as an assist trophy is great too. People really get pissy when stuff is revealed as assist trophies.
When they showed Shovel Knight, like a lot of people were upset, and a lot of people went, "Hell, fucking yeah, deconfirmed."
Honestly, I think both of those kind of people are jackasses.
I mean, I'm just happy that a third-party representative is just in the game at all.
Yeah. It's a huge honor to be an assist trophy. To get into Smash in any way is a big honor because the Smash series is all about celebrating video game history and getting together with all the game characters. So even if they're not playable, I think it's a really big honor to just be there to get in on the Smash in some little way. So I've never had a problem with characters being
Shovel
assist.
Knight stage win. Give us
You
Shovel
know,
Knight stage.
I actually mentioned this on my blog, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I actually don't think characters like Shovel Knight or Shantae or Sans Undertale really deserve to be in Smash as like actual fighters.
I can see Shovel Knight.
I mean, I'm not saying that because, they don't have a good idea for a move set or anything. I just feel like when it comes to third party characters, Nintendo has basically been giving third parties reps to like very iconic characters, like really iconic characters that have a huge history in video games. Like, think about it. We got Pac Man, Mega Man, Sonic, Simon Belmont, and Richter. Who else? Cloud, Ryu. The only one that's kind of not is Bayonetta because she's relatively new and her games are kind of niche. But on the other hand, Nintendo basically saved that series single handedly, and Bayonetta 2 was the killer app of the Wii U besides Smash. So it feels more like Nintendo's like, yeah, we own this bitch.
Yeah.
So
But
like,
I could see them putting in Shovel Knight because Shovel Knight has made huge waves in the indie game industry.
yeah, okay, I can kind of see it, but I feel like Shovel Knight's big impact, it's still too new to see how it fares as time goes on, you know? Like, I definitely think Shovel Knight's an excellent game. It's really fun. I love it, and they have added so much good stuff to it.
Absolutely.
But like, I feel like it needs more time before Shovel Knight really gets into Smash. And if they do make another Smash after this, I definitely think he'll deserve a spot. But I think for now, I think an assist trophy is a good entry point for him.
Right.
I also think that because he's an assist trophy, I think it's pretty much safe to say a character like Shantae is not gonna be playable because like why would she get in over Shovel Knight? I
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have any indie characters. It doesn't look like. But to give them spots as an assist trophy is really interesting.
I think that would be honestly, I think it would be cool. I wouldn't like I think a Sans assist trophy or
Okay, not Undertale. That's too new.
oh come on. Well, maybe Shantae is an assist trophy. I think she could be interesting.
I mean, she does have Nintendo history.
She does, which is why I'm sure why everyone always requests her. But yeah, so the other assist trophies they showed though were pretty awesome, especially Rathalos, the big ass dragon boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Uh,
actually,
I had some friends that were saying they think a Monster Hunter should be in the game because now we have Rathalos.
I think it might actually be slightly hinted at because I think Rathalos showed up on what looked like a Monster Hunter stage, so it
Who
could
knows?
happen. I I guess I'll get that out of the way so it doesn't come up when I'm talking about who could be in. But I think Monster Hunter is now a pretty high on the list of characters that could make it in.
Possibly.
I at least think there's a pretty big chance, like maybe at least 70%. I mean,
Maybe.
I actually it might even be higher. I think 70 is too low. If they got the big boss monster and it looks like a stage from the game, I think it's I'm not going to say it's a safe bet, but I think there's reasonable odds that we can see the Monster Hunter. I mean, they got into Marvel versus Capcom, so why not here?
Why not here?
Let's be honest, Smash Ultimate is already a better crossover than Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. And they don't even need X-Men or Fantastic Four. What else? Oh,
And
but the moon though, the moon as an assist trophy, I did not expect that.
I love
That
that. That was great.
people are going to be having a lot of nightmares. Can you just imagine that you pull up this dinky little glass trophy and you're like expecting Starfy to come out and like fart at the opponent, and then you get the whole goddamn moon flying down out of the sky?
It's amazing.
That that was probably my favorite assist trophy reveal. There were some other good. I'm glad to see Gray Fox is back, but I didn't expect him to not be. It's nice to see Knuckles getting in on some action, knocking on some foes.
You know what I'm finding interesting is the stages. One of the most interesting things they showed was the stage morphing.
Yeah, oh, that is so cool. That's going to be fun to play with, the stage morphing.
Just the stage changes after a couple of minutes.
Oh, think of all the crazy cool combinations. Think of it. Oh man, you go from Luigi's Mansion to I have no idea. I can't even think
The
of
other
it.
stage, really.
Speaking of stages, though, I hope they bring back Han and Bao. I've been waiting forever for them to reveal that.
103 stages.
Han and Bao has to be one of them. That stage was so bad, but it just wouldn't feel right if it didn't come back. Because that's the only representation that series is ever gonna get. So come on, just let them have that dumb stage. It kind of has its charm. It's like so bad, it's
Uh,
good.
I don't want it.
It's, but it just everyone is back, Steven. Everyone.
Nico says, I feel like Rathalos hinted as a subspace story mode,
Oh, I can only hope. I hope.
saying the stage looks too bland for a normal stage, and Rathalos looks more complex than other stage bosses.
I can only hope that's that secret mode Sakurai was hinting at the end.
The secret mode is Smash Run.
Oh god. You know, if they did like a more refined Smash Run, I would be happy with that because I liked Smash Run a lot more than that stupid board game.
Oh no, not such a like. What was the board game called?
Smash.
Smash Tour or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, Smash Tour. God, I hated
Yeah,
that.
that's the secret mode, Smash Tour.
It was terrible. Like, okay, I mean it's still Smash Brothers, so it's not like completely awful, but it just I don't know. I feel like the Wii U version dropped the ball in a couple of places, especially in Smash Tour and Classic mode.
Oh,
Classic.
apparently Hannenbau is already confirmed.
Oh, thank God. You know what? You don't ever have to play on it if you don't want to.
I
I
mean,
don't
there's
ever have to play on it.
There's 102 other stages I could play.
It's not the fact that I want to play on it. It's the fact that I just want it to be there so that series gets its one little moment to shine.
Absolutely.
And like another stage I was hoping to see in the direct, but I didn't, is Poke Floats because that's one of the few things I like about Melee.
Oh god, I hope Pokefloats doesn't come back.
Speaking of Pokemon, though, I'm so happy to see my boy Ditto finally here after trying to get into Melee and failing. I guess he finally figured out how to use the modding commands to get himself in the game.
Finally, we have Ditto, and it looks like he does what his original plan was in Melee.
Hey, they got a stronger engine now. Oh man, can you imagine what he's gonna look like if he morphs into the ice climbers? Is he gonna be like two Dittos? Are they gonna be attached by like a Ditto umbilical cord?
That sounds disgusting, and I don't want to see that.
Maybe he'll just turn into one of them. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm just happy to see him. Ditto
Really
deserves
activates
it.
the almonds.
I'm happy to see Pyukumuku is in there too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
One of my favorite Pokemon ever is joining Smash in the best way. And oh, we got the big old tree that everyone made memes out of, and he looks like he's gonna be ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Alolan Raichu.
Yes, gonna be surfing around the stage. They didn't show him in the direct. I know he was confirmed somewhere else. Was it maybe at one of the Smash events or something?
Maybe. But both the Vulpix and Alolan Vulpix.
I
That's
did
interesting.
I did like that. So they're probably gonna do different stuff. One of them because it's fire and ice. So I wonder what that's gonna be like. I wonder if they'll do other Alolan Pokemon like regular and not. What I really hope, I hope Unknown comes back because I think Unknown deserves a little more respect.
Oh yeah, that unknown swarm always pissed me off when I played.
It's like the one time Unknown was useful outside of the movies. Man, Unknown deserves to come back. I mean, they're bringing everyone else back in some way, or most everyone. I mean, Scizor got to come back, which is good because I love Scizor. Man, they just have an impressive roster. Oh man, can you imagine what the trophies are gonna be like?
So many trophies.
Because like you gotta think, there's all the there's obviously all the characters, but then there's all of the stage hazards, and the Dracula stage alone is adding like half a dozen with all of the monsters popping up, and then all the new assist trophies, all the new Pokemon, all the new items.
And all whatever other characters from games they decide to add.
Yeah. Oh man, who knows? All the we still don't know everything, even though Sakurai said in the direct that everything is going to be known before the game's out, which is that's a pretty awesome thing that he's going to share all this stuff with us. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be the last Smash game, and he's just making this the biggest thing possible.
Probably the last Smash game he'll work on. He'll
Yeah.
still make Smash games after this.
Well, yeah, they probably will, but they're probably not ever going to be on the scale of this. I think this is Sakurai's magnum opus, and they unless they just like take this game and keep building off it with every successive one, like keep everything but just add more, I don't think they're ever going to top it.
I don't know.
I guess only time will tell.
Time will tell. Oh, you know who we forgot to mention?
The biggest reveal of the entire thing.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
also
the 800 songs.
oh, yeah, the 800 songs. That's really awesome. And you can use your Switch as an iPod. That's pretty cool.
I like that they made it to where songs appear on stages without having to be restricted to those stages.
Oh, yeah, thank God. I am so
But
glad.
it's now by series instead of by stage. So if you're on any Zelda stage, you'll be able to use any Zelda music.
It's wonderful. I'm so happy. No, no, you know what? That's great. That's a great feature. You can now fight on the Bridge of Eldin and hear the great sea music.
Amazing.
You can fight on the Spear Pillar and hear the Team Flare battle theme.
There we go.
You can fight.
So apparently Sakurai only said all fighters will be revealed.
Oh,
He probably won't reveal everything.
well, okay, yeah. There's probably going to be some secrets, but the fact that he said fighters, that excites me because I know there's going to be a few more, and we'll get to that. We'll get to who we think. Let's not make it all about me, but I think there is one more guy we should be mentioning before.
Oh yeah, the big K himself.
King K. Rool coming to slap it more than once.
No. You gotta pronounce it like they do in the cartoon. King K. Rool.
King K. Rool.
King K. Rool.
He's here to kick Donkey Kong and his crystal coconuts.
That reveal trailer got me. That was so funny. I swear if they just cut it off after DDD was done trolling and just cut it right there, that would have been the funniest thing ever.
But it just kept going. Donkey and Diddy's reaction to seeing King K. Rool was the funniest thing I have ever seen. They like shattered the window with their eye bulges.
I'm just saying, if the DDD fake out, if they ended that video right then, I would have died laughing.
Look, it was great because like as soon as I heard the stomping at the end of the direct, I was like, "Yep, it's the king." And then it showed all of the villains flashing through, and it's like, "Yep, he's coming." And then it showed Donkey Kong. It's like, "Yep, here he comes." And then He came and it was King DDD, and I fucking lost it. That was and DDD is just like laughing his ass off. I mean, I think everyone knew that it was gonna be, he was gonna show up, take out this pretender, and he did, and we got another great DDD reaction image out of it.
Always great to have some of those.
He's just a
Yes.
mountain.
Sakurai voices DDD, so it was literally Sakurai taking the piss.
Yeah, that's the best part. He was trolling all of us himself. Oh,
Amazing.
man. Wait, Sakurai voices King DDD. Does that mean that DDD is his persona?
I don't know. He did specifically say that he's just an overweight blue eagle, so we'll take it that what you will.
But yeah, oh man, and Karul looks very fun to play as. He looks like he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
I know there's a number of references to the games.
Oh yeah, like isn't his final smash a reference to 64's Game Over screen?
They don't actually show the island getting blown up in the Game Over screen.
Oh, but they show it here.
They show it here. What would happen if he won?
Dude, what would happen?
What would happen?
You die.
You die instantly.
I'm loving all these cinematic final smashes, and that one.
I do like that change they made. They said what was it? They said they wanted to get rid of the smashes that just transformed you run around. They wanted to just be quick.
Yeah, quick, get something done.
Oh, speaking of final smashes, Smash Meter.
Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. It makes it feel more like a. I think they're bringing it more in line with other fighting games. Yeah. Though of course you're not going to get as good a Smash unless you use.
Makes me wonder if they'll use that in tournaments.
Ooh, that might be interesting. This game really is probably going to change the way people play Smash. That's for sure. Oh man, it's just so many juicy reveals.
Like yeah, Final Smashes can be tournament legal now.
Ramblin' Evil Mushroom is finally an item. I'm just so. It's so nice to see more Earthbound stuff, especially those funky little fungi.
Absolutely.
Death Scythe. That looks painful, as Luigi can tell you.
Just Luigi having his soul stolen by death was just such a great thing. Oh, and Nintendo had to release a message on Twitter saying Luigi's still alive.
They didn't do that for Mario, did they?
I don't know if they did.
I guess they just figured everyone would assume Mario's alive, but they have to assure us Luigi is because we
had his soul taken out of his body. He just had his soul just snatched. We had to make sure the boy's okay.
What? I think I saw someone joke Ghost Luigi is going to be a Echo Fighter of Luigi. That would be kind of funny, but I don't know how that would work.
Speaking of tournament legal, stage hazards being able to be turned off.
Finally, I can play on Wily's Castle.
Probably make a lot more stages legal.
Probably. Great Cave Offensive will never be legal, though.
Great Cave Offensive. I don't even know if they're bringing that stage back.
I hope so, just for continuity's sake, but honestly, I hate that stage. It's like if you took New Park City and Temple and combined them in size, and then you, like, got really drunk and stared at the sun for 10 minutes and then tried to play a stage.
That's a great analogy.
It's a great Cave Offensive.
Oh.
Did I just rupture your liver with that joke?
You ruptured something. Now I have to change my pants.
Oh my. So
let's talk about our hopefuls.
Hopefuls. Well, if we're talking like purely hopeful and not like thinking about it logically, I'm hoping Crash Bandicoot gets in.
Crash
My,
Bandicoot.
my man. I actually thought about this after playing. I actually bought the Insane trilogy and I beat it 100% in a single day. Well, the first game, and the first game got me thinking. You know what would be a good stage? The final boss where you fight Cortex on top of the blimp while it circles around his burning island. That could be an interesting stage to fight on.
if we're
Levitating.
talking if we're talking about far out hopefuls, I Banjo Kazooie. That's my far out hopeful.
Honestly, I feel like they have a pretty good chance of getting in. Like more than Crash because they follow the kind of thing for every third party character. Actually, I'd say they're about the same as Crash because every third party, again, has been a very iconic character with a lot of history with Nintendo, or, well, at least a very iconic character because, Cloud's in there. But Final Fantasy has had quite a few of their best games on the Nintendo systems, but Cloud's more iconic than someone like Terra or Cecil. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But yeah, I'd say Banjo and Kazooie have a good chance, at least because, they're everyone's favorite rare game. They were the big game of the GameCube? Or was it the N64?
N64.
N64. They were a big game for N64, so I'd say they have a good chance at least. Microsoft certainly wants them in there.
Yeah, well, that just be free advertisement for them.
Master Chief for Smash.
Master Chief for Smash.
That would actually be
Negan from Walking Dead.
okay. That actually is really funny though. Negan, I feel like would be a better fit for something like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, I feel like if they go for another third party or something, if they because I feel like they're definitely gonna bring in Heihachi. I think they're gonna bring in everyone who was a costume.
I don't know if they're going to do that.
They might not do what was it, Lloyd Irving or whoever the hell. What from? What is that game?
Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do him, but I think they would do Heihachi, especially since Sakurai said they almost put him in Smash 4, but he couldn't think of a good move set. He couldn't figure out how to implement his moves.
That's a shame. But my realistic hopeful would be, personally for me, Isaac from Golden Sun.
Yeah, Isaac has been mysteriously absent from assist trophies.
Yeah, they didn't show him his assist trophy.
He's been a popular suggestion for since then. He wasn't in Smash 4, so I'd say he has a decent chance.
And Rex apparently was on top of an official poll.
Rex?
Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Ah, more Xenoblades. I don't know. Do you think maybe he could be like an Echo Fighter?
He does things different than Shulk.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm always here for more series representation.
So, what's your realistic hopeful?
Realistic? Let's see. I'm trying to think. Well, realistically, like I said with the costume thing, I'm thinking Heihachi and Gino at least will get in because both of them were considered for previous games. And, I mean, at least in Gino's case, he's probably the most requested character of all time. Honestly, I don't know anything about either of those two characters, but that's the fun of Smash when they add a character I don't know much about, because then I learn about them. So I feel like they have a good chance of getting in, especially since Nintendo's already working with Namco and Square.
Right.
If we're going for like a little more crazy, but still somewhat realistic, Phoenix Wright would be a fun choice.
No. No.
I mean, Capcom. He's already been in Marvel vs. Capcom, so he's seasoned fighting game experience.
That's too ridiculous. Come on.
It's actually funny because I've always this is actually how I found out about the Ace Attorney series. it was in a Nickelodeon magazine where they were talking about like the new Smash Brothers, and they put two characters too ridiculous to be in, and Phoenix Wright was one of them, and that's how I found out about the Ace Attorney series. The other,
Amazing.
the other character was the Tetris L Brick,
Come
but
on.
ever
T Brick would be in there. T Block would be in there. Come
I
on.
actually figured a way where you could turn a brick into like a viable fighter because it just would utilize all of the brick shapes for its like special moves. Like the side B, it turns into the T and shoots a gun. Or no, wait, I think that would be the neutral B. Yeah, that's the neutral B. Side B is it turns into the L and swipes like a scythe. The
Amazing.
up B, it turns into the long stick and shoots upwards. And the down B is like Kirby's, it turns into the square brick.
Amazing.
I think normally it would just be that weird looking S brick, and it would like, no wait, oh yeah, I said it would be the L brick, so like it would slide around, or maybe it would bounce. Maybe when it runs, it turns into that S brick. Its final smash, it just like starts Tetris rains from the sky, and it gets a Tetris. You have to like play a little thing. No wait, they don't do those anymore.
Okay, so Echo Fighters. Who do you think is going to get in as Echo Fighter?
So the characters I think right now are pretty much confirmed for Echo Fighters, even though they haven't said anything yet. I think it's going to be Shadow and Alf, because those two. Shadow was an assist trophy, but he's been mysteriously absent, and now Knuckles is the Sonic assist rep. And Alf is apparently not one of Olimar's alt costumes anymore. So I think those two are a pretty safe bet for being Echo Fighters when they reveal the next batch of characters.
That's interesting.
So who do you...
That Shadow was one of my picks. I could see Shadow realistically being an Echo Fighter.
I think one of his taunts would be, "This is who I am." I mean, if I'm getting really hopeful, I'd want him to say, "Where's that damn fourth Smash Ball?" Or something like that. Can't say Chaos Emerald because there's no Chaos Emeralds to collect.
Amazing. Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
So who else do you think would be an Echo Fighter? Like, who are you hoping for?
You know what? I don't know.
You know, it'd be funny if they made Waluigi into an Echo Fighter of Wario.
But he's not the same size. It wouldn't work.
They don't even bother giving... No, wait. Waluigi is an Echo Fighter of Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Oh, what if they did an Echo Fighter for Captain Falcon? Aren't there some characters they could...
What, just to make it Blood Falcon?
Yeah, something like that. That could work.
Amazing. We need another F-Zero rep.
And if they do that, I think it would be a safe bet to say that they're planning something with F-Zero, because why put in more characters if they're not going to do something?
Right, so that banner at the end of the video where they added in the characters in those blank spaces. Me and some friends, we were looking at that, and we were like, "Oh, where are some more empty spaces where they could put more characters?" We spent 5 minutes looking, and somebody pulled up the original banner from the E3 and was like, "Oh, they added in the blank spaces. The original banner didn't have those blank spaces."
Ah. So they're just trying to trick you out.
Just trying to trick you out, yeah.
Oh, those wily Smash devs. Oh man, this is just shaping up to be the greatest crossover of all time.
Greatest crossover since what was it? What was the name of that game? That Namco game for GameCube. What was it? World Fighters TV. It was like this really weird Japanese game that was like a Smash Bros. Like game, and it had Bomberman, Simon Belmont, Snake, Optimus Prime, that one guy from Beyblade.
My God.
It was a really weird game. It was like the greatest crossover ever. All right, well, I guess that's it for this episode.
Yeah, I guess so. We covered basically all the bases, got all the good juicy bits of info out, and we finally resurrected this show in a better and juicier form than ever.
Too juicy.
Might be too much juice too much juice for mere mortals to handle.
All right, well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back hopefully next week.
Yep. We're actually going to have a set schedule now of Wednesdays as long as neither of us spontaneously combusts in that time.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little flamey.
Feeling a bit flammable?
I don't know. I think I might be flammable.
Just stay away from open flames. Maybe don't eat any ghost peppers. You'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess that's it. We're signing off for the night. See all you folks in the funny papers.
Bye-bye.